I'm here in Palić, and they've just been showing Aluna in the Palić Film Festival, and it was really quite wonderful. The theatre appeared to me to be rather full on a beautiful summer afternoon. It was quite hot out. I was delighted there were so many people that came in to see the film. It seemed to go down extremely well with people. And one of the most extraordinary things for me is meeting here Professor Ljiljana Bogoeva Sedlar, who is teaching English in pretty much every university in the country as far as I can see, and who has been running a course for a year now on Aluna. And I'm astounded by this. So, Ljiljana, how does this happen? Where did you get hold of it, and why are you doing it?
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I got to know you, now I know you physically, but metaphysically, was in 2009, when Oliver Stone came to Venice with the film South of the Border, and when it turned out that in 2005, Harold Pinter spent 45 minutes of his Nobel Prize speech talking about what's happening in Latin America. 2 years later, John Pilger made a film called War on Democracy, and then 2 years later, in 2009, Oliver Stone came up with South of the Border. So I decided with my students, with 3 people from the English-speaking world, spending so much time in Latin America, South America, to take a look. And since I'm a very serious and thorough person, I did every country carefully, and I discovered your first film made in Colombia, The Elder Brother's Warning, and we all fell in love with it. So actually from 2009, I've been teaching your films. Now the other strategy that I employ, each year I choose a special course. In September, I try to figure out what the politicians are going to be doing, and then I organize a course which is going to be a slap in the face or an artistic answer to them. And then I was checking what you were doing because I was following your work. And the day I was checking, you had the premiere of Aluna at Sheffield. And so then I discovered Aluna, and I said, well, this is it. Our course this year, 2012-2013, is going to be Aluna. We're going to take it as a starting point, and then we are going to go farther, inspired by you. So you see here we did the Aborigines in Australia, we did the Hindu tradition, we did the African tradition, precisely to show how the connections that the Kogi are trying to preserve and make with the scientists of the modern world are just the beginning of the connections that can be made. So basically you see the other topic here is the other Mary. I was trying to show how the so-called pagan traditions have this special respect for the mother mind, and how even Christianity, the Gnostic Gospels and things like that, preserved that same tradition, but was of course prevented by, they discovered the Gnostic Gospels the year I was born. So we connected, we made a very nicely rounded introduction to the rest of their lives by using what you have given us about South America and what other traditions.
That's wonderful. The other Mary thing is really, yes, tremendous. I once made a film with Terry Jones called The Hidden History of Sex and Love. And it was for Discovery Channel, and they decided they could never ever show it. And the reason they could never show it was not because of sexuality or obscenity. The reason they could never show it was because what we showed was that there was a goddess in the Judeo-Christian tradition, and that the Israelite world had a goddess, and that goddess was then eliminated for various reasons. And that was why Discovery Channel felt they could never transmit the film.
It's unbelievable. BBC made a film called When God Was a Girl, and you watch that film, and then you go and check other existing films about Göbekli Tepe and so on.
Exactly.
They never mention that at the heart of the temple they found the image of a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, 2 different crews. So it's going, the elimination of the goddess is still going on.
Yeah, but of course the earth as the mother is fundamental, because if if you don't understand that the earth gives life to us, why should you respect it?
Well, but materia is supposed to be inferior to spirits. They
Yeah.
have what Thomas More would say, tricks and dodges, and they make them into a law.